Something is going on with you.
Damien was like family. Now we past talking.
Then maybe you just have to find him.
Okay, I gotta make this quick because I am about to head into a screening of Creed 3. Welcome to Initial Reactions, where I give my preconceptions about a movie and then my first impressions of said movie as I'm leaving the theater. Of all the franchises to make it to movie number 9, I don't think many people would have guessed that the story of an underdog boxer from Philadelphia would have been among them. The Rocky franchise has gone through some ups and downs, but it has found some success in handing off the torch to Apollo Creed's son, Adonis, in this spin-off series. Michael B. Jordan is stepping behind the camera for this one, which is fair enough. He's a talented actor, and actors eventually go on to direct. But I feel like when it comes to directing the next installment of a franchise that you're the star of, it's a bit of a cheat code. You know what works, what doesn't work, where the story can go, where it shouldn't go, how these characters function, what is natural to these characters, what arcs they should take on. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be allowed to direct it. I'm just saying that whatever project he directs after this one will be more impressive since it's something that is entirely his own. This movie also marks another first for the franchise. The Italian stallion himself, Sylvester Stallone, will not be reprising his role as Rocky Balboa. He officially retired the character with Creed 2 back in 2018, but some news came out recently that that's not the entire story. Apparently, producer Irvin Winkler, who has been a producer of the franchise since the very beginning, essentially swindled Stallone out of the rights to the character and the franchise, meaning that any and all Rocky movies don't need Sylvester Stallone's input. Now, it's difficult to say what's what in the land of Hollywood and movie-making deals and franchise rights and all that, but if that's the case, then I truly do feel sorry for Stallone. The first Rocky movie was his golden ticket into Hollywood. It pushed him to A-list status. That being said, Sylvester Stallone is credited as a producer on this movie, so he must have had some sort of creative input. I think so long as this story is good and the fight scenes are engaging, this should be a good time. I don't hear no bell. Let's strap on our boxing gloves and head in for round 3 of Creed.
I feel those chains are breaking, yeah. I fear God, I don't fear death. I see those stripes and take a step.
Okay, so I just came out of Creed 3, and that was a pretty solid boxing movie. Michael B. Jordan brought his own visual flair to the fight scenes, which helps this movie stand out from the other two in the trilogy. Jonathan Majors was a highlight as Damien. I know Jonathan Majors has been in a bit of legal trouble as of late, but I'm a believer in separating the art from the artist, and in the context of this movie, I thought he was great. I liked the story that they gave Adonis Creed. He's retired from boxing, now working more as a promoter and a gym owner, while also spending time with his family. He's stepping in the ring for one last fight, and the movie does a great job building up to that moment. One problem that I had with this movie was the pacing. It felt like some scenes just took forever to get to the point, and others felt like they went on after the point of the scene was made. Overall, I thought this was a fine addition to the Rocky Creed saga. And in a weird way, this movie borrows elements from Rocky 4, 5, and 6. With that note, I think they would be smart to end it here. At the rate they're going, Creed 4 is gonna be a step down, if not a cult classic. Creed 5 is gonna be a major disappointment. And then a decade after that, they'll do Adonis Creed, and then a decade after that, they'll have Adonis Creed train the son of the boxer he fought in the first Creed movie. My point is, a franchise should know when to call it quits, and I think this is a good bowing out position. Capping it off as a trilogy would be the right way to go, and if I'm being honest, this was definitely the weakest of the 3 Creed movies. I'm not saying it's bad or that it's a drastic step down in quality, but it's like Return of the Jedi or The Dark Knight Rises. It's one of those movies where, after watching the first 2, which were great, the third one is a bit underwhelming. You notice the cracks a bit more. And that is my initial reaction to Creed 3. Stay tuned for the official review. See you around.